Aldi has built a reputation for saving people money. But what's the real story behind how it works? Some say it's a hidden gem. Others say it's not worth the trip. I wanted to see what's actually true. In this video, we're putting Aldi to the test. Price, quality, taste, and the mysterious details that make it unlike any other grocery store. I'll break down what it's like to actually shop there, what's worth buying, what's not, and the tricks to make the most of it. By the end, you'll know exactly how good shopping at Aldi really is, and whether it's right for you. Let's get into it. Let's start with the big question. Is Aldi really that cheap, or is it just a myth? To find out, I made a simple grocery list: milk, eggs, bread, chicken, fruit, snacks, pasta, peanut butter, the usual stuff. Then I went shopping at 4 stores: Aldi, Walmart, Trader Joe's, and Whole Foods. Same list at each one. Now follow this closely. Walmart was solid. Great prices on pantry items like pasta and canned goods. Trader Joe's, nice store, fun products, but the meat and produce were more expensive. It's the kind of place where you go in for one thing and come out with 5 extras you didn't plan to buy. Whole Foods, beautiful store, fresh produce, cool atmosphere, but the prices, ouch. Every beep at checkout felt like a small heart attack. You start wondering if a loaf of bread really just cost $10. Now for the results. Aldi was the cheapest on 11 out of 15 items, and not just by a few cents. Some things were 20 to 40% less. Eggs were $1.49 at Aldi. At Walmart, $2.09. Whole Foods, $3.49. Bread was 89 cents at Aldi. Trader Joe's, $2.59. Whole Foods, $4. Even basics like peanut butter were cheaper. Aldi's was $1.49, while most other stores were closer to $3. Now for the grand total for each shop. Aldi, $43.72. Walmart, $51. Joe's, $56. Whole Foods, $78.39. That's a $35 difference for the exact same groceries, just from a different store. Cheap is fine, but what if the taste takes a hit too? That's the real question, right? It's one thing to save money, but not if your food ends up tasting like the packaging it came in. So I put it to the test. I picked a few everyday foods: potato chips, peanut butter, chocolate, orange juice, and coffee. I bought both the Aldi version and the name brand version of each. Then I did a blind taste test. No labels, no hints, just the food. And the results? Honestly, they surprised me. The potato chips, almost identical. In fact, I liked Aldi's a little more. They had more crunch and less grease. The peanut butter? Smooth, nutty, and no weird aftertaste on either one. The chocolate? Aldi's version was creamier and less sweet, and it costs about 50 cents less per bar. The orange juice was where the name brand won. It tasted fresher. Aldi's wasn't bad, just a bit flatter. But the biggest surprise? The coffee. Aldi's ground coffee was rich, bold, and honestly better than the $10 national brand I drink every morning. So, what's the takeaway? Aldi's taste holds up. Sometimes even beats the name brands. And in most cases, you're saving $1 to $2 per item. Now let's talk about something sneaky: shrinkflation. That's when companies quietly reduce the size or weight of a product, but keep the price the same, or even raise it. You pay the same, but you get less. And yes, Aldi does it too. Let me show you a few examples. I bought a box of crackers from Aldi that looked the same as the name brand. But when I checked the fine print, Aldi's box had just over 8 ounces. The name brand, 10 ounces. same price. Another one? A bag of frozen berries. Aldi's version was 12 ounces. A similar bag from another store was 16 ounces for only 50 cents more. Now, to be fair, shrinkflation is everywhere. It's not just Aldi. Big brands do it all the time. Cereal boxes, yogurt cups, even toilet paper rolls. But at Aldi, because the packaging often looks like the national brand, it's easy to assume you're getting the same amount. And sometimes you're not. So if you're shopping there, just keep an eye on weight and portion sizes. The deals are still good, but you've got to read the labels. If you're finding this helpful so far, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It really helps more people find this video, and it lets me know you want more honest reviews like this. Now let's talk about one of Aldi's most talked about sections, the meat. For some shoppers, it's a hit. For others, it's a hard no. And there are real concerns behind that. First, let's look at the basics. Aldi sells fresh meat like chicken, ground beef, steaks, and pork. It also has frozen options and pre-seasoned items. The prices are definitely low. I picked up a pack of chicken thighs for just under $5. Ground beef, $3.49 per pound. That's cheaper than most grocery stores. But then you start reading reviews, and things get mixed. Some people say the meat spoils quickly. Others have complained about weird smells, watery texture, or lots of extra fat. And yes, there have been some past recalls, nothing out of the ordinary for the industry, but still worth noting. I checked my own purchases. The chicken looked fine, but it had a short expiration date, only 2 days. The ground beef cooked up well, but did release a lot of grease. So here's the bottom line. If you buy meat at Aldi, check the packaging carefully. Look at the date, and maybe don't wait too long to use it. Still, for the price, it's an option, but not everyone's favorite. Now let's talk about something Aldi fans love to obsess over, the aisle of shame. If you've never heard of it, it's that middle aisle in the store filled with the most random stuff you can imagine. One week it's air fryers, the next week it's pet sweaters, garden gnomes, yoga mats, or cheese-shaped socks. Seriously, it's officially called the Special Buys section. But shoppers nicknamed it the Aisle of Shame because you go in for groceries and come out with a waffle maker and a bonsai tree. You feel a little ridiculous, but you're also kind of proud. And here's the thing, it's a gold mine. You can find great deals on household items, small appliances, seasonal decorations, even clothing. A full kitchen knife set for $15? Yep, I've seen it. But there's a catch. Once it's gone, it's gone. These are limited time items and they change every week. So if you see something you like, grab it. Because next time, it probably won't be there. It's weird, and it's part of what makes Aldi feel different from every other grocery store. Here's something that surprises a lot of people. Aldi and Trader Joe's are actually related. No, they're not owned by the same company, but they are owned by the same family. Here's the story. Back in Germany, there were two brothers, Karl and Theo Albrecht. In the 1940s, they took over their family's small grocery store and grew it into a chain called Aldi. But then they split the business into two parts, Aldi Nord and Aldi Süd. One brother ran the north, the other ran the south. Fast forward to today. Aldi Süd operates the Aldi stores we see in the United States, and Aldi Nord, they own Trader Joe's. So while Aldi and Trader Joe's look and feel different, they're basically cousins in the grocery world. You might even notice a few subtle similarities, like the private label products, the smaller store layout, and the focus on value. But here's the twist. They don't share suppliers, and they run as completely separate companies. So the products aren't the same, but the business model pretty close. It's just a fun little secret behind two stores people love to compare. Alright, time for a real challenge. Can you make 5 meals using just $25 at Aldi? Let's find out. I walked into Aldi with a short list and a $25 budget. The goal? Buy enough to make 5 simple filling meals. Here's what I bought. I picked up a pack of chicken thighs for $4.99. I added a bag of rice for $1.95. Then I grabbed a can of black beans, which cost 79 cents. A dozen eggs came in at $1.49. I bought a box of pasta for $1.09 and a jar of marinara sauce for $1.25. A bag of frozen mixed vegetables was $2.19. A bag of shredded cheese cost me $2.65. A pack of tortillas was $1.69. And finally, a small bunch of bananas came out to about 90 cents. That brought my total to just under $25. With that, I made things like chicken and rice bowls, pasta with veggies and sauce, egg and cheese wraps, bean and veggie quesadillas, scrambled eggs with fruit on the side. Was it fancy? No. But it was tasty, filling, and affordable. If you plan your meals and buy smart, Aldi really can stretch your money further than most stores. Let's finish with some Aldi tips that most people don't know. Things that can save you time, money, or a little frustration. First, sometimes the shelves look empty, but the item is still in the store. Aldi has a small staff, so they don't always restock right away. If something's missing, just ask. It might be sitting in the back. Next, prices are not always the same at every Aldi. Some stores are cheaper than others, even if they're just a few miles apart. If you have more than one nearby, check which one has the best prices. Here's another one. The freshest fruit isn't always at the front. Aldi loads produce quickly, so the newer stock sometimes ends up in the back. Take a second to grab the bag from behind. You'll likely get better quality. Also, those cool middle aisle items don't always hit the floor right away. Special items can arrive early, but stay in the stock room. If it's Wednesday and you don't see it out yet, ask an employee. They might bring it out for you. And last, you can return things even without a receipt. Aldi has a great return policy. If you don't like something, they'll refund you and replace it too. Simple tips, big difference. So, how good is shopping at Aldi really? If you're after low prices, solid quality, and a few surprises along the way, Aldi delivers. But like anything, it works best when you know how to shop it. Stick to the basics, check the labels, grab the fresh stuff early, and don't skip that middle aisle. It might just have your next favorite thing. Whether you're saving money, trying new products, or just curious about how far your dollar can go, Aldi is definitely worth a look. Thanks for watching. If this helped, give it a like, drop your best Aldi tip in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more useful guides just like this.